Cassie's humiliation ritual worked. She got the role. She's gonna be famous. She's taking over the city. And I don't know what I just watched. The first 10 minutes was just every kink that they could possibly think of. Like, who did the research on this? Did we see vor, gigantism, every type of kink possible? She somehow put her through a window. I don't know what's going on in this show and what did I just watch and what's going on with Cassie, but her humiliation ritual worked. Putting her toes in her mouth in a weird scene after we saw Nate's ripped off toe go together, and now it's gone again. Maybe he can get it back again, and he lost a finger as well, but we'll see what happens with that, because my boy's still in hell. But Cassie's little Piggy is the name of the show. This is Euphoria season 3 episode 5, and of course I'm your boy Zelmae, looking cute and clean, looking sexy, and we gonna talk about this and talk about and break down what happened throughout this episode, because I don't know what I watched, and I'm pretty sure Nate is kind of old Nate but went back to the other Nate but not that Nate again. Let me know your thoughts. Let's get into this review.
You're attacking your mind.
The nigga is me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan. I will beat a nigga ass and stomp him in my Timberlands.
So the episode starts with this whole kink thing that I was talking about earlier, where she just does all the kinks. She even somehow flexibly put her toe in her mouth from that image y'all saw earlier. And I don't understand how she did that, because her foot was the opposite way. And I still have never met a human being that flexible in my life. But apparently Cassie is, because she can just do that. And she can put her foot in her mouth forward in a strange way. It worked for her, I guess. I don't know what the direction her character is supposed to be. Maybe that's what young women get involved in, because she did become a red pill type girl who's on podcasts saying the pick me type lines like, men have it hard and we give them such a hard time. She even hit at Democrats, which has me wondering, Sydney Sweeney, was she practicing for that role when she was earlier doing all of these things? Because it seemed like it was a practice run for her just to say things and then be like red pillish, but then not take credibility for it like she did with the pants and something else she did, I don't remember. But it seemed like she was practicing for this role, maybe, because she hit every line and it was believable that she was a pick-me from this group. And she was on podcast doing her thing, taking over the city, becoming a giant woman in some leotard, and her hands grew big, even though somehow the clothes didn't completely rip off, even though she became the size of a city. So shout out to that, but those things are weird. And she got so popular to the point that Brandon said she doesn't need Maddy anymore. And we knew what was going to happen then. She was actually conflicted, because somehow she still has the slightest bit of feelings for Nate and Maddy, which confuses me, because I'm like, you're totally selfish. But they're selfish too, because as we saw in this episode, Nate, like, she sent Nate $30,000 every month to help with the bill. That didn't work. He just got the money wired to him, and my boy took a finger and a toe. He ripped the toe back off and took a finger this time, so it still didn't work. But he's telling her, go get that bread, honey. I'm a businessman. Go stay with him. You're not gonna get jealous? No, I'm trying to survive. These streets are not safe for me out here. Nate's still in hell. Nate is staying in hell. And Cassie's keeping him up. And Maddy, listen, Maddy a little vicious. What Maddy tell him? Yo, you don't owe him 50% or whatever. You send him money again? Speaking of Maddy, she's starting to run plays. She still knows how to play Cassie like a fiddle. Cassie goes over there after Brandon and Nate, convinces her to, you don't need her. We are the business. We make the money. And she already knew, she got a phone call, and she already knew that was going to happen. So she had a contract already written up. And my girl Maddy hit the play on her. She hit a fake call like, oh, you want this role for this audition? Oh, never mind, she's not coming. I don't represent her no more. Instantly hooked her right there. And then we find out that Maddy was just lying, and she convinced her sister Lexi to get her a role. By the way, between Maddy, Jules, and Lexi, either this gonna work out beautifully based on the episode, but my first thought was they gonna ruin Lexi's life. She's the only normal person here in this whole series. And she just the sister of one of the psychopaths. and her life is gonna be ruined by these three somehow. But it worked out so far, so hopefully, listen, Lexi, I'm rooting for you because you're the only semi-sane person. Even though what you did in the early season was messed up when you lied and told your life story and all that and put your sister on blast, you did some messed up thing. But right now, you're the only normal person. You got the only reasonable thing because you're trying to get a career. As Maddy, as we saw later in the show, is starting to pimp people. She's going to make money with Alamo, who was very impressed by the way. One thing was interesting about this whole thing between Cassie and Maddy and everybody else is Cassie has no limit. But her one limit is farting in jars. And I'm not doing it. She's like, for $700? And then she's like, you do it. She ain't gonna know different. He ain't gonna know different. So they got paid $700 in the jar. It's hitting a lot of the OnlyFans kicks. So my only thought about this is, if this is not a humiliation ritual, which I think it 100% is, because I don't think Cassie's character is committed. So I think this is like Sydney Sweeney's humiliation ritual in a way. But at the same time, right now, Cassie is in an interesting spot. She is in an interesting space because she is like this example of how modern day women get caught in that thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by season 4 or at the end of the season, she become a reformed Christian person, because that's the whole role, right? That's the whole gameplay of the whole going back and forth between the OF model to getting real famous to kind of falling off to become reformed, and her and Nate get back together and do. What do y'all think? Y'all think her and Nate gonna start that whole Christian journey? I was in debt. My father loved men and all kind of sexual deviant acts, and my wife was the only family, but together God saved us. I can 100% see that going around. And by the way, Trisha Paytas was in this randomly. Like, I hate that I knew Trisha Paytas was in this, but she is. By the way, that line, "You sound like a Democrat," and she said, "I'm not," it's still crazy. So shout out to Trisha Paytas, and shout out, that line was insane. But again, it probably to get people talking again, because that's what shows do. We heard the boys with the Homelander trying to become Christ, because that wasn't in the comics. He just wanted to become president, but in this one, he wanted to be God. By the way, I hope I didn't spoil that for you, but it's been the whole season. If you ain't watched, it was the first episode he tried to do it. I can see that. I can see the whole turn, the whole 180 once they get out of debt a little bit. She's helped paying off his debt, sending them, wiring them $30,000 at a time each time she gets some money, which he's completely using her, which Maddy's completely using her, which she's trying to use them as well. Even though she has some affection for them in a weird way. And they have maybe some affection. I don't know if Maddy does, but Nate's desperate right now, and Maddy's desperate. So maybe the affection not coming across. What y'all think? Do y'all think they actually love each other? Well, let's go on to something. Let's go to Alamo. We see that Ed quit, and Alamo's pissed. And they asked Rue to draw a map of the farm. And the one thing I do notice, as again, this is a theme that I'm looking forward to. Alamo is easily pissed. And now my boy, Kid Creative Player thoughts are confirmed to me. Because he do I look like a little man to you? This a 5'9" man pants. And then he just start beating dude. He start beating the little guy. And he like, I'm 6'3". I'm a real man. You look at me like I'm small. I'm like, yeah. He got bullied when he was little. He got bullied. He probably was broke. Then he ran into some money and started doing this whole gimmick. And now it's all weird and he's easily pissed off. Speaking of pissed, the little dude peed on himself. And that's interesting because my boy is Ed gone, man. I like Ed. How y'all feel about Ed? My other guy, he already said Rue got the bad juju on her. He get what? No, not bad juju. What? Heebie-jeebies? And so he got to do in the shower with a saw. I don't know what's going on with that. But I'm conflicted on this because I don't know what. I don't know. Rue give him the heebie-jeebies. And then he, as you see right here, he puts her head in the sand, and Alamo gives another weird test in which he's riding on a horse. As she is, how tall is she? About 5'9", 6 foot. And you see that she's all of a sudden in some weird situation in which He don't know how to. I don't know what would this be called. Let me know in the comments if you know what it called. He's swinging this little thing around, and he's of course testing her to see if she believes in God again. Because if she somehow survived, she didn't betray him, even though she gave up her friend's name, Faye, which hangs around Lori. But then somehow they be like, did she not know the other guy's name who robbed her? But I'm like, you know it's Lori. Who wrote this? You know it's Lori. Faye is with Lori. She goes nowhere else. She literally has nowhere else to go. So you know who she's with. So why are you questioning this? Why she didn't know who the men are? Which led to this situation. She met Maddy, and then Maddy is slowly becoming like the pimp for Alamo to make more money because she is running the stuff right now. She's running everything. And it's strange because I'm like, why you do it? But she did call Lori, and Lori don't want to speak to her, but she's calling the boys who probably just want to sleep with her because they weird horny dudes. His Faye is on his lap, and she's trying to get with the FBI and the feds to like link up with them because they need something, or she's going to jail. So it's kind of working, even though Lori was like, you let my parent go, I never want to speak to you again. You know, somehow she owes a lot of money. I don't know what's going on in the show. I feel like they forget some stuff sometimes. So did Alamo pay that for Rue, or did they just forget it? I do want to know. Did they just forget it, or did he pay it off? They never like explain how she started working for Alamo in the money situation. Did he pay the $100,000 or whatever was left after the mule stuff, or what? I don't know how that works because he's still paying Rue. It's illegal, so I don't know. And we see in that same situation with Rue, Jules is pissy at her, and Rue is so awkward. Rue is so like untouchable in a way. She's trying to be cool all the time. It's weird. It comes off as awkward. But Jules got that dog on her. She's like, yo, you want to kiss me? Grab my hand and take it. And I'm like, oh. But that led to the surgeon getting pissy because how dare you sleeping in my house with another person. I don't know why he pissed. He got a wife and it's not with a man. So I would get the man part because she's like the side piece. But she's like, I give you ability to do whatever you want and leeway. Don't you disrespect me. But I'm like, that's a woman? Unless he doesn't believe it's a woman. Do y'all think he believes it's a woman? What y'all think gonna happen next? How do you think this is resolved? Because if Rue get away from Alamo, if he survives this, is he gonna just count it to God again, or do he still think that she betrayed him? He knows Lori did it. So I don't know, unless you need, because you only need proof if you're the police. He's not the police, so why would he need evidence when you know Faye is with Lori? So you know they did it. She said it was Faye. Why would she give her a friend but not give up Lori? She actually knows Faye. Faye is the friend she brung in. I'm still not sure if she's a friend, because apparently she won't give up Lori people, but she'll give up Faye. I don't get it. Some of the writing this season is confusing me. And I don't know why Alamo like a little slow, because I'm like, okay, if she survived this, that means she on your side? Is that how you decide that? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Keep stomping to something amazing can happen. I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe, hit that hype button if you got it, notification bell, all that. Every Sunday night, we are doing Euphoria. We got a few more episodes to go. I can't wait. It's going to be great.